to be happy with this afternoon. 5 goals and you're back in the top 4.
Yeah, but there's still games to be played today. But yeah, very, very happy with today. The energy in the team, the goals that we score, the will and intent to go forward. It's just too bad we couldn't get the fans inside, and I think that's a game for the fans. That's definitely one that the Stretford end would have enjoyed.
The entertainment value was very high. Of course, the strikers seem to be competing with one another. I was just saying that to Marcus Rashford.
No, they are on the same team and they're working towards one common goal, and that's for the team that we want to get as high as possible in the table. And that's one of the positive things about those forwards. They're good friends and good mates, and they keep challenging each other.
And Mason Greenwood delivered 2 goals at very important moments in this game. I mean, he's a deadly finisher in sight of goal. Yeah,
he's a fantastic goal scorer. I've said it so many times. So, and this, as you said, the moments that he chose the goals today, they're very important moments for us. And no, especially the second one, you know he's got a left foot to come inside, but I think defenders will have to think about the outside as well, because he can score with his right.
Left foot, right foot. You said the sky's the limit for him. I mean, we can see the evidence of that.
Yeah, no, he's a very, very talented boy, and we'll just nurture him and manage him as well as we can and give him more and more minutes.
You warned about the pitfalls, and you've avoided one today, but there were some scares at the back at the start of both halves.
Yeah, you know, when you play against a team with the amount of forward players with strength and pace, that can cause you problems, skills. We know about Josh. I've had him myself, and he's always a threat on the counter-attack. And Stanislas, what a nice goal that was.
Is there an injury to Lindelof? What was the change at half-time?
Yeah, tactical? He struggled today with his back, Victor. So hopefully he won't be too bad.
And you're in the top 4, as I say. The object now is to stay there, of course. Do you feel that you're on track?
It's just next game now, Aston Villa next, and that's quite a few days of recovery, so that'll suit us well. We don't play until Thursday, but then after that it's going to be tight. So we'll use this time well for training and recovery and be ready for running.
Thanks, Ollie.
Thank you.
What an entertaining afternoon we've brought you from Old Trafford today. He certainly was happy when the balls were in the back of the net from his team. No doubt a bit less happy with their defending at times. Let's get the thoughts of the Man United manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Well done to him today. Look, Rio, Robbie, quite rightly the players are going to get the headlines. It will be their photos in the papers tomorrow. But before we talk about the individuals, I think a mention for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when you see how he's improving the players around him, particularly those young strikers.
And particularly the attacking players. Again, I spoke about coming to the stadium or doing games and watching them as a fan on the TV, thinking, what am I going to get? Yeah. Depressing almost, not confident. Whereas now you're going into games thinking, wow, how many goals are we going to get? Who's going to score? Can't wait to see the way that they're playing free-flowing, attacking football. And Ollie and his coaching staff have to take huge credit for that, because not only that, they've got young players as well coming in there, going in unfazed and delivering. The front two players, 20 goals each, Martial and Rashford. It's great at the moment, but they've got to continue that. They've got to keep consistent. And, I mean, Greenwood, speaking about this young kid, you don't want to give him too much and put the spotlight too much, but when he's doing things like that, what he's done today, you've got to give him the credit he deserves. And here, I mean, this kid, I mean, he's 2-footed, which is great, and I spoke about this before at half-time. Watch his step with his right foot. He steps in, he cons Smith, the right back, makes him come in, expect him to come inside, takes a step back on his left foot and absolutely pile drives into the top roof of the net. Rob, you love that?
I think, I think you've said as well, Ray, at half-time, what foot are you, son? Nobody knows, because he's equally as comfortable and as powerful on either foot. And as Ollie said in that interview there, you know, some defenders might show him on the outside. If you do that, just watch this short back lift. What a strike. Look at that, running away from the goal as well, Rio. How difficult is that technique? What I love about that is the way he takes it with both feet. He uses both feet to take it away from the defender, and he pulls the trigger so quick. They're the strikers I hated playing against. Doesn't matter how quick you are, you could be slow as you like, but if you pull the trigger quick, Jermaine Defoe was another one. He didn't need much space or much time to pull the trigger. The confidence in his own ability to hit the back of the net from that range is phenomenal.
And his numbers are up there, guys, with the likes of Rooney and Owen and Fowler. He's in that company. The question is, how does Ollie deal with him properly? How do you give him enough games that he keeps on progressing and keeps on scoring without too many games?
Well, listen, Greenwood, his first season, full season, 18 years old, 15 goals. Rooney in his first full season, he got 17 goals. The kid's on the right track. But there's no better person than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who knows how a manager, when he was playing, Sir Alex Ferguson handled 4 top strikers at one time and young players coming into the team. He knows how he's seen that. He's going to be doing that with these guys. I'm sure he'll be talking to Greenwood. He'll be talking to Marcus and Anthony Martial, among the other players, because he got it right as a player. He'll be looking to use the experience of Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm sure. Robbie, you played under him as well. You saw that.
Yeah, just that performance today, Rio. You know, as an opposition player going to Old Trafford, if you scored first, you knew that angered the great Manchester United side. You knew, oh, we scored first, we're going to sit back. They are going to come for us now because you've made them angry. And that's what it looks like now. We're not getting too carried away, but you could see they went a goal down. We knew they'd still win the game quite comfortably, and it ended up being like that.
Do you know what it is? Beforehand, with the previous managers and in the early parts of Ollie's tenure, when they win a goal down, especially at Old Trafford, panic set in. Now, it's very much, we expect we're going to get chances, and we expect when we get them chances, we're going to score. And that's a big difference. And that confidence that runs throughout this team based on that is phenomenal now. And yeah, we don't want to get carried away. This is still just a start. But as I said before, we seem like Manchester United are on the right track at the moment.
And one of the big reasons for them being on the right track is that they brought a man in who didn't just come in and bring quality football to the team. He seemed to lift absolutely everyone around him, Robbie. We've said it numerous times. He was the catalyst for the change in this team, Bruno Fernandes. And again, today it's been proved he just keeps on delivering.
You know as well, Jay, when Pogba was injured, he's probably in the treatment room watching training thinking, wow, look at this guy, Bruno Fernandes. I want to be a part of that, playing around great players like he did at Juve. That's no disrespect, because Scott McTominay's done unbelievably well. Great, what a player. Fred's doing exceptionally well. Matic, look at the improvement in the whole midfield players. And I think even Pogba today, you see him passing the ball early. He's probably looked at Fernandes and thought, do you know what, I want to be a part of that. And it's showing those two together, the same side. Brilliant.
I think Pogba beforehand, and Pogba's had a lot of stick, but I think Pogba beforehand, because he didn't have the belief maybe in other players in the creative aspect of the game, he took it upon himself and felt that responsibility and pressure to have to produce big moments and take more touches here and there. Whereas now, as you said, he's seen someone like Bruno Fernandes come in who has that element of creativity and that who wants to take that responsibility as well, that he can just feed people like that as well as be that creative arm to the team, but also be a feeder to people like that. And that makes Pogba look, again, even better than what he had been before.
And by the way, I love all those other little shots. We always focus, don't we, guys, so much on the play and the goals and the passes and things, but to see them like that before and after matches, it feels like a different Manchester United at the moment, doesn't it? We're so used to there being criticism or questions or doubts swirling around this team after the last few years.
I think that Anthony Martial epitomises where Man United are right now in just his facial expressions, the difference. He's smiling now. That's a big, big difference to what we've seen in the last couple of years of Anthony Martial. His first goal when he got here, happy-go-lucky type of fella, happy to be here, delighted to be a part of it. You saw it in his whole demeanour. Lost that for a little while. Now, again, we've seen the pictures today, smiling, happy, confident of what's going on. What a change room to be in, Rob, eh?
Yeah, well, you must be incredible. Ray, the question I want to ask you, listen, so many positives, and United have scored 5 goals for the first time at home in the Premier League since 2011, we know that. But defensively, for United to be back, really challenging for Champions League, for the Premier League, do they need a centre-half with pace? That would be my worry, Rio. One-on-one situation in that central area, do they need a defender with pace?
I think they do. I think you see Liverpool dominating at the moment, and one of the things that they've got is that they can allow their team to just push forward in droves, because they've got 2 centre-halves on the halfway line who can stand there and play man for man, because they have that pace, that defensive nous to be able to play man to man and be able to run 30, 40 yards back to their goal, knowing that they'll probably win most races in a foot race. Man United don't have that right now at this moment in time, and I think the recruitment will be looking at that area for sure.
What is this? Is this a quality issue?
Quality, I think there's horses for courses. There's certain players that are good at certain things. I think Lindelof isn't someone who you'd back in a race back to his own goal on the halfway line, nor is Maguire. And I think if you've got two like that, I think that leaves you open to definite on counter-attacks, as we've seen many times this season. So I think they'll be looking to shore that area up definitely in this team, because I think that'll be something that will come back to haunt them over and over again, because it's something that does creep into their game more often than not.
They were sloppy from the restarts a few times. Look, before we go to the break, a lot of fans, probably of opposition teams, will be saying, look at you two, you know, you started your career at Man U, you won loads of trophies there, you're getting a little bit carried away, they're only third in the league. They're going in the right direction. What do you both think needs to happen in what might be a very quick turnaround before next season to add to this team, apart from just a centre-half with pace, to get them challenging for the title?
I think they need to add 3 starters minimum. I think I'm
Which
talking
positions?
Definite a centre-back with pace. I think you've got Harry Maguire there, who they've invested huge amounts in. I think he's not someone blessed with pace. He's got other attributes that you like, but you need someone who's got pace to get to be able to sit alongside him and cover. Another midfielder to go in there who can dominate physically as well, and who can actually understand defensive positions. I think, yes, Scott McTominay has been a fantastic addition as a young player coming in, the experience as well. I think even in the forward areas, another player to come in and really rival that front three and be a part of that and add goals.
Another one, wow. Rob, go on very briefly. What do you think? What would you add?
Yeah, listen, centre-half with pace, and for me, I'd have somebody, if Bruno Fernandes got injured, that player like a Fernandes. Look at Jack Grealish from Aston Villa, that type of player. Because I think defensively with Matic, Fred and McTominay, they're fine. You know, Pogba's brilliant. I think if Fernandes got injured, Jack Grealish type.
Does Jack Grealish come to Man United and be a backup to Fernandes?
It's Man United, real. Man United Football Club, still for me one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest in the world. You know, Jack Grealish for me. If you know Man United go for him, for me I would go.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. We will see what happens over the summer. Right, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Bournemouth. We're also going to be joined by Peter Walton. We'll have a look at a couple of the VAR incidents in that match. But we're far from finished yet. Stay where you are. More still to come.
Oh, no! No! Look at Mason Greenwood's a bad man! What a strike from Anthony Martial! Oh my God! Oh my God! If I'd known the cameras as well, I'd give you a real show, proper show.
They were thinking he's playing up to the camera. No. That is literally what he's like every game we watch involving Man United for the entire 90 minutes.
I didn't know it looked that bad. If I'm
what you said, Rob?
Was the last reaction when you said, "Oh my God," about Jake's cardigan?
The good thing is we can just turn him off on the big screen. Cheers, Rob. Let's hear from Eddie Howe, get his reaction to what was a difficult day for Bournemouth. Here he is.
Eddie, no points today, but I think you answered a few questions about the players' commitment and belief, because they gave it a go.
Yeah, we gave it a go. I mean, we lost ultimately 5, conceded 5 goals, and that's really tough to take. I think we performed better with the ball today, in a sense of counter-attack well. I thought we were a threat in behind them. I felt we were a genuine goal threat in the match. I didn't feel the game was over until probably the 4th goal. So we were 5th goal. So we were well in the game. But you look at the manner of the goals when we were 1-0 up, you know, and we had a foothold in the game. That will disappoint us greatly, the way we let them back in the match.
But as you said, you came out at the start of the second half. Until that Mason Greenwood goal, the match was in the balance.
Yeah, it was. We felt at 3-2 we were game on. I said at half time how important that next goal would be, and then yeah, the Greenwood goals are a killer. The free kicks are a killer. They're hammer blows to us in our state at the moment.
Yeah.
But you go back to being 1-0 up, and the first goal we'll look back at. I'm sure I haven't seen it again, but we'll look back and pick up mistakes there that we shouldn't have made.
They have such firepower, though. It's very difficult to contain them at the moment, isn't it?
They're a totally different team. I have to give them a lot of credit. They're a totally different team to the team we played earlier in the season. They're very creative now with Fernandes and Pogba in the middle of their midfield, and Matic, and they're tough to stop.
It's a different experience, isn't it, for everybody? Because it was 16th, 9th, 12th, 14th in recent seasons. It's a test of a different kind now. It's about nerve and bottle and just grinding it out sometimes.
Yeah, I think since lockdown it's been a huge disappointment because we thought we would come back with a stronger squad, less injuries, and hopefully that would make the difference for us, but it's gone the other way. We found it really difficult to play with any kind of rhythm and fight that we would normally show. So we found that difficult, and this period is a real test of us.
And it doesn't get easier, does it? Spurs, Leicester, Manchester City, you fight on, of course.
It's the Premier League. It's the toughest league in the world. It's the hardest league. And if you're not at your very best, you will suffer, and that's where we are at the moment.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Toughest league in the world, and a league at the moment they're really struggling to stay in. Tottenham, Leicester, Manchester City, the next 3 games for Bournemouth. Ouch. Peter Walton's with us now. Peter, there was a couple of incidents in the game which we just want to go through again. The first one is this handball involving Eric Bailly. Lots of the people at home on social media are saying it came off his shoulder, therefore it shouldn't have counted. But I think the current rule is anywhere on the arm, including shoulder, counts as handball, right?
So we saw the picture that we're seeing now, and clearly it strikes the top of his shoulder. And under the current law, as the Premier League are working to at the moment, even though the law has changed from the 1st of June, the Premier League are working on the law that was introduced last year. The fact that is not that's hit his shoulder, and therefore it's a handball. So the VAR saw no reason to overturn it. This particular one here, the offside here, Matic is in an offside position, but he doesn't commit an offence unless he directly is in line of sight of the goalkeeper. And we can clearly see here the goalkeeper has ample time and vision to see the ball, and therefore is judged not to have committed an offence, even though his foot was in an offside position.
It's one of those subjective ones that you can imagine on another day that they rule out. So just to confirm on this handball rule then, so because we haven't started a new season, it hasn't come into effect, although it should have already started by now, effectively, in terms of the calendar date.
Yeah, yes. The lawmakers, IFAB, have introduced a new interpretation of the handball law to say that the arm stops at the armpit area, and that comes into effect from the 1st of June. However, the Premier League have got special dispensation to continue on the basis of last year's ruling until the new season starts.
Making a simple thing confusing again, aren't they? But there you go. Listen, Peter, thanks so much for your company today. Really appreciate it. Robbie, you as well. I mean, I can't say anything about your outfit. As always, you look wonderful. So we really appreciate you being with us today. Thanks to you both. Rio, you must be exhausted, man. You were up and down as much as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer today.
Yep, I'm happy. So
absolutely.
Good weekend now.
Absolutely. It was a really difficult one, though, of course, for these Bournemouth fans. A great weekend, though, for the Manchester United fans. But you know what? We spend our lives calling footballers heroes, don't we? And I think we've realised over the past few months that maybe our priorities were slightly wrong. Footballers are great. Heroes, though, are the people that have been saving lives on the front line at the NHS in the last few months. And as they celebrate their 72nd birthday, look at these. Everyone on our fan park has been busy making signs saying their thanks to the NHS, arms in the air. We love our football clubs, but I think it's fair to say we love the National Health Service just a little bit more, don't we? They are wonderful. Rio, thank you for your company. To all of our fans on the virtual fan park, thanks for being with us today. Difficult day, I know, for you Bournemouth fans, so thanks for sticking around. Congratulations to the Reds of Manchester. That's it from us. Happy birthday to the NHS. Stay right where you are. A big Gareth Southgate interview comes next.